Imagine owning a coin in your collection that's worth not just a few dollars, not a couple hundred, but over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. It's possible that a simple 1981 Jefferson nickel with a Monticello reverse could be worth up to $1.4 million. Now, think about that for a second. One single coin could mean financial freedom, a new house, an earlier retirement, or that dream lifestyle you've been envisioning. But what makes a single nickel command such an astounding value? And could you be holding one right now? Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into why this coin is so valuable, the mistakes that can cost you big when selling, and how to get top dollar for it. You don't want to miss this, especially if you're ready to cash in and live the life you deserve. Alright, let's break it down. First, let's talk about what makes the 1981 Jefferson nickel so incredibly rare. If you're thinking, come on, it's just a nickel, you're not alone. But with rare coins, what may seem ordinary can actually be worth a fortune. This specific coin has a unique detail, the D mint mark. It's all about the history and a little flaw that makes it unique. Sometimes these errors happen in the minting process, resulting in misaligned markings, extra details, or faint stamps. This small mint mark is what could potentially unlock the key to a massive payday. But wait, don't go diving into your coin jar just yet. Here's where it gets tricky. Not every 1981 D nickel is valuable. In fact, most will just be regular nickels worth exactly 5 cents. The real treasure is in finding one that's in pristine, mint condition and holds specific distinguishing features, like a perfectly sharp Monticello depiction and a flawless edge. Even the tiniest scratch can knock its value down by hundreds, even thousands. It's all about perfection. And before you rush out to start your hunt, ask yourself, do you have the patience to examine these coins under a microscope? Because that's where the real excitement begins. So, what exactly should you look for? The devil is in the details. Check for a full, sharp strike on both sides of the coin. The D mint mark should be clear and centered, and the Monticello should appear with full, crisp steps. Collectors call it full steps, detail, and it's what separates a valuable coin from one that'll just get you a coffee at best. If you've got one of these near-perfect coins, you're in luck, but here's where the urgency kicks in. The market for these rare coins is booming, but it won't be forever. As more collectors flood the market, the competition for rare coins heats up, and prices can shift overnight. Now, more than ever, is the time to act if you've got something valuable in your collection. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the knowledge that you've secured a high-end auction spot for your coin. With the right appraisal, you could be seeing offers in the hundreds of thousands, or even millions. And let's face it, how many other nickels will give you that opportunity? None. This is about recognizing opportunity when it knocks, because who knows when it'll come around again. Ever heard the saying, "A penny saved is a penny earned"? Well, try a nickel saved, and maybe you'll earn a mansion. Now, before you cash out too early, there's one last piece to this puzzle, something that could mean the difference between a small payout and a life-changing windfall. Here's the final key to selling a rare coin like this. Once you find a valuable 1981 D Jefferson nickel, it's crucial to get it professionally appraised by a numismatics expert. These experts will grade your coin, verify its authenticity, and provide a certificate that serious collectors want to see. Without this, you could risk selling it for a fraction of its true worth. And when it comes to selling, avoid common mistakes. Auctions can be tempting, but negotiating privately with reputable buyers might be the better path. Knowledge is power, and in this case, the key to living that lifestyle you've dreamed about. So, take a look in your collection, carefully. Who knows, you could be holding a small piece of history worth over $1 million. And if you are? Well, you're in for quite an adventure. Remember, treasures don't always come in the form of gold and jewels. Sometimes, they're hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to recognize them. So, if you're ready to seize your piece of history, start looking, start evaluating, and prepare for what might just be the most profitable discovery of your life. You walk into your attic or rummage through a drawer filled with dusty old coins, and what you find could be worth more than your house. Now, Imagine holding a coin in your hands that's worth over $1 million. Does that sound too good to be true? Stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the unbelievable truth about a rare 1992 mint marked Jefferson nickel that's selling for $1.2 million, and how you might have one sitting in your collection right now. Let me start with something that might send a chill down your spine: the 1992 mint marked Jefferson nickel. This isn't just any ordinary nickel. In fact, it's one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever minted in American history. You've probably held one of these in your hand countless times, thinking it's just a regular coin. But what if I told you that a certain batch of these nickels has been fetching an insane $1.2 million in the market? It's not a typo. It's not a mistake. This is happening right now. But hold on. Before you rush to check the coin jar, remember, not all 1992 nickels are created equal. In fact, only a few rare specimens have been discovered to be worth a small fortune. So, the big question is, do you have one of these treasures? Let's take a step back. The 1992 Jefferson nickel was part of a regular batch produced by the U.S. Mint. It looks just like any other nickel, except for one very important detail: a rare error that occurred during its minting. This error, which wasn't noticed at first, created a small but highly sought-after difference in the coin's design. Over time, collectors started to recognize that the 1992 mint-marked nickels, when found in the right condition, could fetch astronomical sums. Now, here's the kicker: these nickels are so rare, so valuable, that coin collectors around the world are desperate to get their hands on one. And the value? It's only going up. People are paying top dollar for these nickels, sometimes up to $1.2 million, because once they're gone, they're gone. But here's the catch: not all 1992 nickels are created equal. The condition, the error, and where you sell it can make a massive difference in the price you'll get for yours. So, let me ask you, do you know what to look for? Here's the truth. Every single day, thousands of people across the country are searching for this specific 1992 mint-marked nickel. But time is running out. The longer you wait to check your collection, the higher the chance that you're missing out on an opportunity to make life-changing money. Don't be one of those people who looks back in regret, wondering what if. Imagine selling a single coin and instantly finding yourself in a position to live the life you've always dreamed of. No more worrying about bills. No more delays in your goals. This could be your moment, but only if you act right now. So, here's how to identify whether you have this rare nickel in your hands. You need to look closely at the coin's details. It's not just the date or the mint mark. You need to carefully inspect the design on the reverse side, especially the Monticello building. The error coin has a slight yet crucial detail in the windows of the building that distinguishes it from the common version. Is your coin one of the rare ones? Or will you miss out on your shot to own a piece of history? In the next few moments, I'm going to show you how to get your coin appraised, and how to sell it for maximum value. But first, I need to ask you, how much is your future worth? Because if you don't act soon, that $1.2 million might just slip through your fingers. Fade to black with the sound of a coin being flipped, as the screen text reads. Stay tuned for the next step. Don't wait. Subscribe now, and turn those old coins into the future you deserve. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more valuable coin secrets. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Imagine finding a small, forgotten coin in your change jar, only to realize it's worth over $1 million. Seems impossible, right? But today, I'm about to reveal a coin that defies all odds, a 1995 mint-marked Jefferson nickel. Yes, this simple 5-cent coin is turning heads and hitting the $1 million mark in recent auctions. Why? Stick around, because this isn't just about one coin, it's about the hidden treasures you might already have lying around. Now, let's go back to 1995. Bill Clinton was president, eBay was just getting started, and the US Mint was pumping out billions of nickels. But among the billions, a few mysterious 1995 nickels, marked with AP, were minted with a special distinction. These aren't just any Jefferson nickels. They carry a value and mystique that have left coin collectors and historians in awe. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this little nickel worth a small fortune? Here's the answer: rarity, demand, and a touch of mystery. Few people even know about this rare nickel, and even fewer understand its true value. Some collectors are scrambling, paying hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars to own one. And just imagine, it could be sitting in your coin jar right now. By the way, if you're digging through your change right now, you're not alone. Let me know in the comments if you've already checked your wallet. Alright, let's dive into what really makes this coin so incredibly valuable. First, the P mint mark is one you don't typically see on nickels from the 90s. This detail signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. But not all 1995 P nickels are valuable, so listen closely. The minting of this Jefferson nickel was unique. Some of these coins were made with a minting error, a barely noticeable double strike that wasn't corrected. These small flaws in manufacturing turned regular coins into absolute gold mines in the collector's market. And the rarer the flaw, the higher the price. Collectors go wild for these anomalies because it's almost like finding a fingerprint that only a few coins in the world have. With demand surging, the value has skyrocketed, and in recent years, we've seen these nickels auctioned for upwards of $1.3 million. Yes, $1.3 million for a nickel. That's a retirement plan, a new house, and your dream vacation, all from one coin. Now, what would you do if you found one? And before we get into how you can identify one of these coins, let me ask you, what would $1.3 million change in your life? Think about it. Because what I'm about to tell you next could be your golden ticket. Brief music interlude as we transition to the next act. Let's get practical. Finding this coin isn't as simple as looking for a 1995 P mint mark. You need to know what to look for to avoid counterfeits and to ensure you have the real deal. Here are a few key identifiers. Mint mark, look for the P symbol, but don't stop there. Condition, serious collectors pay top dollar for coins in pristine condition, often stored in collections, untouched by circulation. The error, the double strike flaw is subtle. You'll notice slight doubling in Jefferson's profile or the wording if you look closely. Once you've found a coin that matches, your next step is getting it evaluated by a professional numismatist, someone who specializes in rare coins. Remember, there are tons of fakes out there, so you don't want to skip this step. If the coin is authenticated, you may just have a ticket to wealth in your hands. And by the way, if you're tempted to take this coin to your local bank, don't. They'll just hand you 5 cents in return. True story. With values climbing, the window to cash in on these coins might be limited. As interest grows, more people are searching, and the price is sure to rise. But as more are found, rarity may decrease, so if you think you have one, now is the time to act. So, are you ready to check your change jar? Imagine the possibility of unearthing $1.3 million, just like that. It's not just a dream. It's the reality of rare coin collectors who know what to look for, and it's a chance that could be waiting for you. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, because we're uncovering hidden wealth in places you'd least expect, with more rare coin guides coming your way. Next time, we're exploring a penny worth nearly as much as a car. Imagine sitting in your living room, flipping through an old coin jar that's been gathering dust for years. You pull out a nickel, and without even realizing it, you're holding a coin worth over $1 million. Sounds too good to be true? Well, stick around because this coin could be hidden in your collection right now. Welcome to today's video where we'll be diving into one of the most extraordinary discoveries in the world of rare coins, the 2002 D mint marked Jefferson Monticello nickel. This isn't just any ordinary nickel. In fact, the coin we're about to discuss is making headlines for its jaw-dropping market value, sitting at an incredible $1.1 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, a nickel? Really? Yes, really. In the world of coin collecting, it's the seemingly ordinary coins that can often hold the most incredible value. And you might be sitting on one without even realizing it. But before we get into the specifics of how to identify this rare coin, let me ask you a question. How much do you know about your coin collection? Have you ever really examined the nickels, pennies, or dimes you've tucked away? Because trust me, there's a world of fortune waiting for you, and it might be hiding in plain sight. So, how did the 2002 D mint marked Jefferson Monticello nickel become so valuable? Let's take a step back and look at the history behind it. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, but it was the 2002 version that captured the attention of collectors. The coin you're looking for was struck at the Denver Mint, and it's got something incredibly rare about it, a minting error that made it an absolute gem in the eyes of collectors. You see, while most Jefferson nickels were produced without much fanfare, a few from that batch were mysteriously struck with a subtle but crucial flaw. And these flaws are what drive the coin's value into the millions today. Now, let me stop here for a second. Do you think your change jar is just a collection of loose coins, or is it possibly a treasure chest? The truth is, millions of dollars are locked away in everyday, seemingly insignificant coins. Are you ready to discover how to identify if you've got one? This coin's story is about more than just its rarity. It's about the opportunity you might be holding in your hands right now. A nickel, just 5 cents, could be your ticket to an entirely new life. A life where you can finally start living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. But first, you need to know how to spot this rare coin. So, how do you identify the 2002 D mint marked Jefferson Monticello nickel in your collection? Here's where it gets interesting. First, take a close look at the mint mark. The D you'll find on the back of the coin is the key. But it's not just any D. This specific mint mark comes with a unique flaw, one that makes it stand out from the other 2002 nickels. The flaw involves the way the mint mark was stamped onto the coin, creating a subtle but noticeable difference when compared to a standard version. This mistake happened during production, and now it's one of the most sought-after errors in the coin collecting world. Now, here's where it gets a little more exciting. If you look at the condition of the coin, that could dramatically increase the value. A well-preserved 2002 D mint marked Jefferson nickel with this error has been known to sell for over $1 million. That's right, a single coin can put you in the Millionaire's Club if you know what you're looking for. But don't get too excited just yet. Let's dive into the next step because, to unlock that fortune, you need to know the exact specifications that can make or break its value. Alright, so you've found your 2002 D mint marked Jefferson nickel. But here's the big question. How do you prove it's the real deal? This is where many people get tripped up. You can't just throw the coin up on eBay and hope for the best. No, you need to verify its authenticity. The first thing you'll want to do is take the coin to a reputable dealer or a grading service, like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). They can confirm whether the error is legitimate and provide you with a certified grade. A coin's grade determines its worth, and let me tell you, if your coin is in top-notch condition, you could be looking at a life-changing windfall. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin becomes. Some have sold for 6 figures, but a coin with a flawless grade could easily push the value into the 7-figure range. But there's one thing you need to keep in mind: this is not a coin to sit on. The market for rare coins is always fluctuating, and waiting too long could mean missing out on a huge payday. The longer you hold onto a coin like this, the more chances you have of either a market crash or new collectors flooding the market. Timing is everything. So, what's the moral of the story here? Don't sit on your collection thinking it's just a pile of old change. It could be your ticket to an entirely new lifestyle, a life where you no longer have to worry about money. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one last thought. If you've been collecting coins for years, or if you've inherited a jar full of old nickels, pennies, and dimes, you might have already found your golden ticket. But the question is, what happens next? Well, stick with me because in the next video, I'll reveal how to sell rare coins safely, how to find buyers who'll pay top dollar, and the best way to protect your windfall from scams. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. For now, take a deep breath and go check your coin collection. Who knows? You could be holding on to a life-changing treasure, just waiting to be discovered. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how to turn your coin collection into a fortune. Drop a comment below and let us know, have you ever found a rare coin? maybe it's time to check that jar one more time. Imagine finding a simple coin tucked away in a forgotten drawer, only to realize it could be worth as much as a luxury car, or even $1,000,000. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary world of rare coins, where a humble nickel minted in 2006 could be the key to an unexpected fortune. Stick with me as I reveal why this specific Lincoln Monticello Jefferson nickel with the elusive P mint mark might just change your financial future. And trust me, you'll want to keep watching. This is one coin you'll be scouring your collection for. First things first, why is this 2006 P mint mark Jefferson nickel suddenly in the spotlight? Well, let's rewind for a moment to understand its significance. The Monticello Jefferson nickel, minted in Philadelphia, might seem like just another coin. But this one, with its unique P mark and subtle details, has captivated collectors and investors alike. But before we get into the specifics, let me ask you, what would you do if you found a nickel that could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even $1,000,000? If that idea sounds far-fetched, consider this. Rare coins, even those made as recently as 2006, have surged in value due to their rarity, historical significance, and a growing wave of collectors. And that wave? It's only getting bigger. This specific nickel, with its P mint mark, has captured attention due to several factors, including condition, demand, and certain production quirks that make it incredibly rare. Now, if you're thinking, how could a 2006 nickel be worth more than a vacation home? You're not alone. I had to do a double take too. But there's a method to this madness. Let's break it down. Alright, so what's the magic behind this 2006 P Jefferson nickel? To start, this coin was minted during a unique period for the US Mint, which experimented with design variations. Coins in this series were printed with different details, making some stand out more than others. But what truly sets this nickel apart isn't just the design, it's the scarcity, especially in pristine condition. Only a handful of these coins exist in what collectors call mint state, meaning they look as untouched as the day they were created. Now, here's where things get interesting. What makes these particular coins a collector's dream isn't just that they're hard to find, but that they're becoming harder to find every year. In fact, a handful of collectors and coin experts are calling this one of the rarest modern-day coins. Why, you ask? It comes down to supply and demand. As more collectors hunt down these rare nickels, the few pristine examples left become even more valuable. The real kicker? Some of these nickels are even graded as high as MS-70, a perfect condition score that's almost unheard of. Just imagine, one coin, worth $1,000,000, because of a number as small as 70. Let that sink in. So, what does this mean for you? If you're sitting there wondering, could I really have one of these $1,000,000 coins stashed away? The answer is, maybe. And that's why, if you have any 2006 P Jefferson nickels in your possession, it's time to get them checked. Today, we're seeing more and more collectors and buyers paying top dollar for rare coins in top condition. Some have even gone as high as 7 figures. And trust me, once word gets out about these nickels, competition will only increase. Now, before you go raiding every change jar in the house, hear me out. You want to know what to look for specifically. So let's talk condition, scarcity, and how to know if you're holding a gold mine, or just pocket change. Now, don't skip ahead just yet. Because even if you have a 2006 P nickel, its value depends on several things: surface quality, luster, and even the tiniest scratches can make or break its value. In just a second, I'll explain the top things you should check for on your own nickel, no expert required. But before we get to that checklist, let me tell you a quick story. Recently, a collector discovered that he'd unknowingly had a 2006 P nickel, perfectly graded, in his collection for years. He sent it off for appraisal on a whim, expecting it to be worth a few $100s. When he got the estimate, though, a jaw-dropping 6 figures. Imagine his surprise when he realized a single coin could have paid off his mortgage. Now, here's what to check for on your 2006 P Jefferson nickel. First, look for pristine, unblemished surfaces. These coins are almost always worth more. Next, inspect the details on Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building. They should be crisp, with no smudging. And of course, pay close attention to the luster. A bright, shiny surface can mean a higher grade, which could send your coin's value soaring. Think of it as a tiny passport to wealth. So, what's your next move? If you've got that special coin, take action now. Have it evaluated by a professional, check its condition, and if possible, have it graded. Remember, every day that passes could mean higher competition and increased demand. Rare coins like these don't wait around, either should you. Who knows? You might just have $1 million nickel hiding right under your nose. And if that doesn't spark a little excitement, well, maybe it's time to start looking at those coins a little closer. Remember, fortunes are rarely found by accident. They're created by those who take action. So take that step today. You could be sitting on a small treasure worth more than you ever imagined. Did you enjoy uncovering the secrets of the 2006 Jefferson nickel? There's so much more to discover in the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights that could change your financial future. Who knows? The next video might just lead you to your next big find.